Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we are delighted that you've welcomed us into your home. We certainly would love to hear from you, so send us an email with a question or a comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. And we're thrilled to be welcoming back Anastasia Northrop to our show today. Now, Anastasia is the founder and the director of the National Catholic Singles Conference, and she has been particularly involved in applying John Paul II's message to single life since 2005, not only through the conference, but also in various talks that she gives, articles, programs, and in-person online events, including Relationship Ready, the Single Catholic's Roadmap to Marriage. And she has been featured on and guest on multiple local and national radio programs over the years. And she also is a regular guest on More to Life with Dr. Greg and Lisa Popchak. She currently lives in Texas. She enjoys hiking, and she is the happy aunt of the world's cutest nieces and nephews. And today, she's going to be here to speak with us about the National Catholic Singles Conference that provides a community and a connection for single Catholics and the challenges of being single in today's world. Go out to the website. It's nationalcatholicsingles.com. And maybe some of you didn't even know that this ministry, this apostolate existed. You're just kind of out there being a Catholic single on your own. And maybe your diocese has some things for you to plug into and things to do. But there is a national community for you to plug into where you can get some resources, you could get some formation on how to be Catholic and single. What does that mean for you? How do you live out your life? Not always hoping and wishing for tomorrow, but to be happy and content in the present state that you find yourself in being a single Catholic.
It's well said. CatholicSingles.com. Plenty more to come. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, our guest today is Anastasia Northrop. She is the founder and director of the National Catholic Singles Conference. You could go out to the website. It's nationalcatholicsingles.com. Yes. Well, we're excited to have you back, but briefly tell our family a little bit about the conference, the theme, and what the National Catholic Singles community does.
Sure. Yeah. So the conference, as we discussed, yesterday we were just chatting about that. It's about faith, fellowship, and formation. So we have the aspect of faith. We have Mass, adoration, confession. We have an adoration chapel the whole time, so people can just go into the chapel. So it's almost like a big retreat. Morning rosary walks, morning prayer, night prayer. So it's very centered in the sacraments and prayer. And then we also have formations. We have fantastic dynamic speakers from all over the place. They're internationally known. We actually have a comedian because it's our 20th anniversary. So we're starting Friday night with a comedian. And then we also have socials, and we have a reception Friday night, lunch together. Saturday, we have a dance on Saturday night with live music. So that's going to be amazing. Yeah. And so there's plenty of opportunities to meet other people.
We may have to crash it.
Yeah,
as a married couple, it
some
sounds
married
really
couples
good.
come and volunteer because they're like, "Hey, I want in." It's a fun time. So it's a really joyful time, and our theme this year is rejoicing in hope. And I chose that because it's a jubilee of hope, and also because it's just very appropriate for singles and being in a single state. We want to be in that state of rejoicing in the Lord, like St. Paul talks about, but sometimes that can be difficult. And it was very validating for me at one point in my singleness. I was mentioning to a friend who was about 10 years older, and she's married and has a few children and everything. I said, you know, I always wanted to have a family. Like, this is just, it was a deep desire, you know, of mine to have children and be married and live out this theology of the body, right? Because I've been studying it for 25 years. And so I, you know, want to live it out. And she said to me, she said, you know, that must be a big cross. That must be a big suffering. And that was just very comforting to me, because part of me thought, well, if I were just holier, then I wouldn't care so much. You know, I wouldn't have this deep desire. And I just realized, you know, no, like God put that desire in my heart, and he puts it, you know, he made us for marriage. He made us for community. And so realizing that this cross is something that it is a valid suffering, and I can offer it to Jesus. I can offer it, you know, in union with his sufferings and help other people by it. It can be redemptive. So this was, you know, comforting to me. And so I think it's important to really validate that being single when you did not plan to, you know, I wasn't like trying to be single and just go have a career and spend my life doing that. No, I really wanted a family. And so I think validating that for singles is really helpful. And then on top of that, though, saying, look, we're called to rejoice in the Lord. Like, he is our Savior. He is our ultimate bridegroom. He is our fulfillment, right? So you take that and then you live in hope, because you don't have to say, oh, well, I'm this age, I'm just never going to get married, right? You could say, you know what? I'm going to live my life in the present joyfully and fruitfully, but stay in hope that maybe I'll, God willing, get married, right? But then obviously Christ and heaven are ultimate hope, right? So it's kind of an interesting like tightrope as a single Catholic, because you want to be doing things with your life now, not just sitting around, right, in front of your computer screen or something. But you have to leave time in your life for dating and relationships if you want to be married. You know, if you fill up your life with too many things, then you're not going to have time for relationships either. So it's like this tightrope.
Yeah, and what to leave out and what to leave in, that is important. But can single life be a vocation?
Well, that's a great question. It's like a hot topic. I would say, and people say different things, but for me as a single person, when people try to say, oh, well, single life is a vocation too, I feel like they're just trying to make single people feel better. And I would say that in the lens of John Paul II, you know, with this idea of that we're made for a gift of self, right? That our vocation is to love, you know, first and foremost, and to holiness, right? So I would say that the married life, that those two people have chosen to give their lives, right, their whole self for the rest of their lives to each other. And then the celibate vocation, you've consecrated your whole life that way. Well, a single person, if it's not a chosen, consecrated singleness, it's not the same thing. So let's not pretend it is. It's not that it's vocation to be single, it's a vocation to live your baptismal vocation in this present single state. So I think it's good to differentiate that, and also just say, you know, just because you're not in a special vowed vocation doesn't mean you're any less of a person, doesn't mean Jesus loves you any less. You know, in a certain sense, John Paul II said that Christ is especially close to those who are single. Like, in a certain sense, he, you know, a special place in God's heart for people that are suffering, especially if it's through no will of their own. Not, you know what I mean? So it's, I think, still rejoice, still be, you know, Jesus. You're very close to Jesus' heart.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of St. John Paul and his teachings, and you know, he says that everyone's called to marriage. Now, it may be the sacrament of marriage, you know, maybe not, but we're all called to be wedded to the Lord. Everyone is the bride of Christ. So in the midst of that suffering, if somebody is suffering through that singleness, you said, John Paul says, there's a special place for those who are single in the Lord. And I think that's a part of it, to know their weddedness to the Lord. You know, there's a special place for those who are widowed, you know, in the Lord, because not that you want to say to someone, well, you lost your husband, but you're wedded to, you know, to say it too fast, you know what I'm saying? But it's true. And that's where we're all going to wind up, you know, in the next eternity. You know, am I married to her? Most teachers say, no, she's your sister, but we're all wedded, no matter how masculine you are. You're the bride of Christ. So well, one of your F's is formation. And that's really important, because what you're doing is you're speaking about formation and helping these people to know that. Because so many Catholics don't know these things.
Well, exactly. And actually the whole theme of Christ as a bridegroom, I wrote my master's thesis on that, and partly because of the role that has played as a single woman, because I realized, you know what, if I'm looking for my fulfillment in marriage, like, that's a heavy burden to lay on a man, you know? And that ultimately, even once I get married, my fulfillment needs to be in Jesus Christ. You know, He is the ultimate bridegroom. And then, so that actually brings a lot of joy. And then two, I would say some people are, you know, if I talk about, well, it's a challenge that I really want to be able to have children, and, you know, that may not happen as I wanted to, right? And sometimes they say, oh, well, you know, you can always adopt. And I said, yes, that's true, but don't say that to a single person. They already know that, right? It's a different thing, and it's a different cross, right? And so, and adoption is a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that it's there. But I think it's always important to validate like where people are at, and also sometimes I feel a closeness to couples who are infertile, because they're in a state where they could be having children, but they're struggling with that too, right? So I think John Paul II's focus on fertility, they were all called to spiritual parenthood. He said that very clearly in Love and Responsibility, that whether you're single, whether you're married, we're all called to that fruitfulness as a spiritual parent. So for me, that's been helpful as a single woman to say, you know what, I haven't had this desire fulfilled, but I can still be a fruitful spiritual mother, as a godmother, as an aunt, as, you know, in my work with what I do, and that can take all sorts of forms, but that's very important too.
Perfect. So you have this beautiful conference. Your theme is rejoicing in hope. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So it's like, we don't want you sick at heart.
Right.
We want you content with the state of life that God has called you in and is forming you through. I mean, I can remember being a married woman that I had to understand and comprehend that my beloved could not meet all of my emotional, spiritual needs. He wasn't Jesus. He was Jim. And he had a place, but I had, and the Lord really had to school me in that and turn and say, Joy, it's me. Only I can satisfy your longing heart in that way. And really live there. And be at peace with that, even in married life. So there is that place and that grooming and that forming. So you have this beautiful conference where everyone can gather too. But then people can do it virtually, you said, so that if they couldn't get there physically, what are the ways that they can participate in it?
Sure, yeah. So we did start doing the virtual participation, and a lot of people that can't make the trip to Colorado will participate that way. And then we, not only can they live stream the talks, but we have online social, so they can actually interact with other people, have small group discussions. We're having an online, like a healing prayer time as well. So there's a lot of ways people can participate that way. And then we also have an app. A few years ago, we got our own app. And so this way, people can stay connected, not only at the conference, but then throughout the year. And people organize in-person events, locally, like mass and meals together. They do online socials. We have rosary nights. We have, different communities that happen online too. So it really helps people be encouraged, stay connected. And yes, if you want to be married, then go somewhere where there's a lot of single Catholics that are like-minded, because you might find somebody.
Yeah.
And several couples have met and got married, including my sister and brother-in-law with their 7 children. So, it's a beautiful...
Well, you've been plugging the kids through the show. And
Well,
before all your nieces and nephews, it's great.
I know, I'm biased. I think they're the cutest ones, but I know people might disagree.
No.
Well, I'm sure they are. But so when people come back from the conference, and let's say now they go back to their diocese or they go back to their region, and there really isn't any action, nothing's going on, they then can become that catalyst to say, either in their parish or in their diocese, to say, we need to get something started here. Because there are some groups, and they are all compartmentalized, right? Everyone has their niche. You could be a single, you got to be from 18 to 28, and then there's another niche, and then there's another niche, but yours is ageless, right? So you're just saying, you could be single, and if you're 50 and you're single at this state and phase and time in your life, there's a place for you here, right?
Exactly. And certain things that we do, like in our small study groups, we have online study groups, and like the Relationship Ready program that we talked about. With the study groups, we do put them kind of in age brackets, so that, because you're with a small group of 12 to 15 people for 6 to 8 weeks, right? So then you have the time to be with people that are kind of more where you're at, right? But at the conference itself, it's all ages. And so we try to do both. And we have free socials online too, where we kind of put people more in age brackets too, and then you can meet people that are around that same age as well. So we try to cover all of that, and then, but it is a cross section of the church, and so I think it's important. And people are very grateful. They're like, you know what, there's nothing for my age group right now, so thank you for doing this. So
Tell us about the great work about being relationship ready.
What's the whole phrase with that,
Yeah.
with the title?
I mean, I love
Relationship
that.
Ready,
the Single Catholics Roadmap to Marriage.
Single Catholics Roadmap to Marriage. Okay.
So yeah, the idea behind that was I thought, well, why wait until you're engaged to go to marriage prep? Because then you're busy with wedding planning and all this sort of thing. So, and yes, you still have to do that, but why not have some of those skills ahead of time? So I brought in a bunch of marriage experts and people that, couples to share their experience and talk about some facet that you would normally get, and actually some facets that you don't even get in marriage prep, so that you can learn it now and then bring that into your dating relationships that can help your discernment. You can have better relationships and then hopefully better marriages.
Yeah. And you mentioned one of the important principles which Joy verified for you, that if you're thinking your husband is going to be, he's trying to emulate Christ. He is a stand-in for the Lord physically, but he's not Jesus Christ.
Right.
And you can't have these expectations. It's a burden for the husband, and it's a false expectation for you, and the illusion is going to be shattered. So you need to know that now, just in case you think this is what I want, and what you want isn't even what it is.
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Because expectations
And
can
that's
be
just
a
one
big
area.
weight
Sure.
in relationships. Yeah.
Right, and then we're in the relationship, and then everybody's just frustrated because I thought you were going to be the answer to all my prayers. Well, not so, not so. Now you are the reason to pray more, right? Because let me tell you about marriage. It makes you holy. And we're 48 years in, and we're still learning to die to ourselves. And we're going to do this until the day we die. And marriage will make you holy. But it's hard. So choose your hard. Single's hard. Marriage is hard. I mean, it's hard because we're always looking to be more and more conformed into the image and likeness of Jesus. And that offends our minds and it reveals our hearts, and we need healing. And so we in marriage got to go to a healing conference. Whether you're single, it's like, oh, I'm perfect now. Nobody's perfect. No, right?
And don't feel like you have to wait till that to you're perfect to be married either, because
Right.
your spouse is gonna be perfect, you're not perfect, or don't think, oh, my life's all these problems will be solved when I get married. No. Work on yourself now, work on the healing, ask Christ, surrender your life to Christ. Because when we're surrendered, then he can do amazing things. And we're not trying to control everything,
So they're
Right.
going to get all this at the conference, and if they want, they can continue on with nationalcatholicsingles.com and work on it on an ongoing basis, not alone, but in community. We're going to take a break. We're going to hold you over for the final segment.
Excellent.
We'll be right back. Hope you're enjoying this conversation, whether you're single or not, and maybe she'll share with us some things that we could do as married couples or as grandparents for our single loved ones and friends. Don't go away. We're wrapping up our conversation with Anastasia Northrop and her great work with nationalcatholicsingles.com and the conference and so on. What can we do as parents or grandparents to help identify with our single grandchildren or children and so on, just say, hey, we're connecting with you, we want the best for you?
Yeah, I would say for one thing, you pray for them, and don't, when they come home for Thanksgiving or whatever, say, you've been single a long time, why aren't you married? Don't ask, that question. But I'm really with you. Like, my parents have been, I know that they really love me and pray for me, that they suffer too, because they wanted to, see me married and have family and things like that. So just know that, help parents to tell their children and grandchildren, that, I love you and I support you. And then also, tell them about the conference and about the community and resources that are out there, because there's a lot of people that, don't know about it, and even though it's been around for a long time.
We've been, I shared, I think Joy did as well, with one of our daughters. We have 17 grandchildren. Shared with her about you, gave her all the information about it and so on, but I didn't offer to pay for it. That's something you can do, right? So I'm telling you, Cecilia, that I'll pay for it. We'll pay for it if you want to go to the conference. And I think that's for real. You know,
Yes.
like, I mean, that's what you can do. You're saying about this, but where are they going to get the money from? Is that maybe they're paying, you know, so you can do that. What do you want to share just, you know, in your heart about anything else regarding the conference, other aspects of the conference, anything before or after the conference?
Sure, yeah. We always have pre and post conference events because I've moved the conference all around the country, and so there's always neat things to see and do. Plus, people like more social time, just for that community aspect and everything. And so in Colorado, I mean, that's an amazing place to have events. So we're having hiking, there's options for zip lining even, going to see shows, going to Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. There's tours downtown Denver, so there's a lot of fun things that people can do, and then both before and after the conference. Some people kind of like make it their whole vacation, and then during the conference we're having a special breakfast on Sunday morning to celebrate its 20th anniversary, and then our Saturday night reception, John Paul II reception that we always have. We're going to do a NCSC version of the dating game show, and so we did that back in 23, and it was lots of fun. So we're going to do that again as a special feature, and so there's a lot of things. And I will say too, like sometimes people are like, oh, a singles conference. I think sometimes it's like even if you're single, you're allergic to the word, and I can't really help that. But these are normal, beautiful, wonderful people that happen to be single, that love Jesus, love their faith, and are coming together. And so it's like a big family, and if you're new and coming alone, then just come, take the risk. People welcome
when
you.
we asked you, what do you hope to convey? You said, to those who are single, God has a beautiful plan for your life, even if it's not what you expected. As someone who is hoping to be married but hasn't found your spouse yet and is still single, or as someone who is single again, NCSJ is here for you to provide the community, connection you need, as well as resources specifically addressing the challenges of being single in today's world. What a gift you're giving, straight out of your life and your heart. It's a beautiful ministry, and we're so blessed to have you. Welcome to the EWTN family. It's been great to have you.
Thank you.
So you want to go to nationalcatholicsingles.com now, nationalcatholicsingles.com. If you want to go to that conference, the 22nd through the 24th, you want to do some things after or before, you need to connect now. If you got any questions, you can ask them there at nationalcatholicsingles.com. Hope you've enjoyed the show today, whether you're single or not, and that we're all thinking, if we're not single, what can we do to assist people along in this life where they are right now, and assure them that they're in the midst of a beautiful life, and that the best is yet to come, and that they do have a vocation now to love. As now, so then. You want something in the future? Do it now. Love those that you're with. Be family with those that you're with. Look for Jesus Christ in every person. You're an important part of this family. You're never alone. You're always at home with Jim and Joy. Bye now.